Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Heroes of Might and Magic 3. When we last left off some time ago, it was time to, well, we defeated Steed, hadn't we? And now we're almost ready to hand in our reward. And there's a few other things that we can do as well. Speaking of well, I haven't been recently. I had one of those colds that lasted like a month, so that's why there's been a bit of a delay between episodes. Nonetheless though, I have at least looked around the map to see what needs doing, because we're almost at the point where we need to start having our heroes navigate around the map to collect things like this star axis, or this star axis, or this Garden of Revelation, just to name a few. But there's also another quest that Winona needs to get on with, and that's ascending these stairs. Yes, get on that, thank you. You can grab these Stormbirds. Excellent. Get ready for next week. You'll just be stepping inside for now. We'll need to leave some things behind, and Winona needs to pick them up from you. So that's the deal there. Let's end turn. Excellent. You could just remain there for now. So first we're going to grab this Garden of Revelation. Oh no, sorry, we're going to hand in the Orb of Driving Rain. That's right.
This orb is just what I need. You kept your end of the bargain, and I'll keep mine. Would you like to trade the orb for a clone spell scroll?
Yes, I would. And there we go, we have the Scroll of Clone. Excellent. It's now time to use the, well, we have to change our spell to the Town of Scroll Portal, which we'll now use to get over to Deadwood and collect from you another Orb of Driving Rain. Excellent. Also grab this, and this as well, just because we can. We'll take the coattles from you. We do need to start thinking about our final composition as well, like, are 300 halflings going to make the difference? They're obviously very good. Are 600 acids going to make the difference? I think yes. Which does mean we're going to need to take the final fight on Henrietta to stop morale being a problem. It already is a problem. If I'm going to be adding Cove units to this as well, just as an example, like let's say I take them over the Basilisks, it's like, now at -2 morale. We definitely don't want to be mismoraling in the final fight. So, that's something that we can keep in mind. There's also just a number of various... Let's go to Port Evandor. Dwellings about the map that need to be collected. Specifically... the acids, there's a ton of Stormbird dwellings that we need to gather. Like, obviously, we've been good on these two, but like here, there's just a casual 80 Stormbirds. Here, there's another 100 Stormbirds. Like, there's another 20 there. Like, so that's already 200 additional acids, right? So that's worth doing. Can we upgrade them here at Port Evandor? We can. Okay, so we don't have to use the Hill Fort. That's good to know. Okay. I'm a little bit unsure about if I use the Basilisks. I suppose there's these 8 Basilisks here. But like, is like a good 400 or so Basilisks worth it? Maybe. Let's have you land. Wait, you wake up, just stay there for now. Because it's one of those things of, you know, we need to have a large army if we're going to defeat Pactal over here. Well, I keep mispronouncing this entire mission as Pactal. It is Pactal, but hey, hope you've been able to endure that particular missaying. It's end turn. Excellent. And it is, of course, month 7. We lose the game at... once this quest card expires, which is year 2. So we do have 4 months to build up. You know, and there's not much else to do on the map. We've literally cleared everything apart from this random group of sorceresses, which do need killing, to be fair. We can kill them. And this woman here, who needs Pactal defeated first anyway. So, you know, that's a thing. But obviously we just want to be ready. We'll accumulate our troops as best we can. And we'll then see what sort of fight we can take to... Pactal. I have been thinking too that it really is an obvious choice for us to be bringing Henrietta, because if we're going to be relying on that 2,000 lizard warriors we've got to do damage, then having a 50% boost to that damage is obviously very good. So, you know, we've obviously read this story before. Ah, so you managed to capture Steed. Great news, the knight exclaims excitedly. Did I mention a reward? Yes, accept this hat. It doesn't look like much, but it may turn out to be way more useful than you give it credit for. Yes, this hat lets us increase our movement at sea by 500 points, allows us to summon and destroy boats, and protects us from whirlpools. And it also lets us make the Admiral's hat, which, if we remember, is one of the combination artifacts that we can bring to the next mission. So we definitely want to get on that, don't we? It's a nice hat. So we'll try to combine those two shortly. Let's have Winona proceed. And then we'll hand in this Orb of Driving Rain. So as I have designated Henrietta as my, woman of choice to go kill the enemy, it is an interesting thing about, like, what am I going to bring? What am I going to wear? Like, it's a big day, isn't it? Killing Pactal. I obviously want to bring the Bow of the Sharpshooter. I think bringing the Elixir of Life is also reasonable. I could make the Wizard's Well, because I actually have the technology for that. If I use Town Portal back to Backwater, Halon here is actually carrying the final component of the Wizard's Well. So that's good. We actually need the Wizard's Well for another quest here, so that's worth doing. So it really is then just a question of, okay, I've got to unite our staff and make it all happen. We might as well grab some of these Rust Dragons while we're here. Let's jump back inside. Excellent. I'm a little bit skeptical about the Gorgons being useful because we have lost so many already, but they do punch above their weight, so I'm like, maybe. It's a maybe from me. We could certainly start working on building up Henrietta and having her be ready for the fights ahead. Another 44 Stormbirds. Certainly, there's going to be a bit of teleporting in the future while we accumulate all these various troops. For now, however, let's, excuse me. You can see that cough's still there. Let's go to Norrell with Henrietta. We're going to have her visit this mercenary camp. And she's wearing the correct boots for such a visit too. We'll have her swap boots overnight though, because, that's just the thing to do. We will also want to revisit the Magic Spring before we do our attack as well. Which is a bit of a trek, because we've got to go via the White 2 AC portal, or down here. At least we can summon boats ourselves now. But, just any whirlpool will do. So we could stand here, summon a boat, go into the whirlpool. And whirlpools are now safe. That's always nice. Haven't you always wanted to sail face first into a maelstrom and then not perish? Seems like a plan to me. Oh, that's right. There's also this dragonfly hive that's got 100 serpent flies randomly. Could be useful. So, let's enter. Alright, let's hand in this Orb of Driving Rain, shall we?
This orb is just what I need. You kept your end of the bargain, and I'll keep mine. Would you like to trade the orb for a clone spell scroll?
Clone, you say? Well, you may be a clone of the Last Seer's Hut, copy-pasted as if it were an actual map adventure object. But I believe this man has his own soul, and we should respect him. He just thinks it's a clone scroll. But he's wrong. It's a prayer scroll. Look at that. We have the scroll of prayer and clone. So this would allow us to go up to here and scribe our scrolls. That being said, if we want Henrietta to be fighting at full power, we probably want her to be wielding the scrolls, and then afterwards we go do that whole cleanup operation. So, yeah. So for now, we're going to have Winona teleport up to go to Mosswood, thank you. Actually, that was not quite right. I want you to go to Deadwood. I'm going to do a bit of an exchange. I'm going to swap the acids in. The Gorgons for now. I'm going to need to equip that, I think. So next we'll town portal back to Mosswood. Because I want... Actually, that Fountain of Youth's a good find. Are there any temples around, I wonder? Temple. Not sure. Because one option, of course, is that we can use places like the Fountain of Youth to gain the morale we need to remain stable and steady. As for now, though, Henrietta, she's going to learn from the mercenaries. After all, she is one. So, as you can see, the combination of mercenaries just increases attack points. Many such cases. How many pirates are here, by the way? 133. It's not an insignificant number of pirates. How many are in here? 120. It's a thought. You know, if I'm like, I want good ranged attackers. It is just a casual 250 pirates. One thing we definitely will want is to refresh our war machines as well, because that's always useful. Okay, so that was one of the things that we needed Henrietta to visit. Also, we'll want Henrietta to visit this star axis before we go, so that will be another job as well. For now, we'll have her go to Deadwood and collect the dragon. Excellent. And then we'll teleport over to Mosswood and have a bit of a meeting of the minds, because we can now combine stuff and things. Oh yes, the Admiral's hat. Will be useful. It removes the unboarding and boarding penalty, so you can actually get in and out of a boat several times a day. Quite handy, really. Okay. Well, we're somewhat waiting for Henrietta just to... Well, rather... Like, that's the other thing I want to do, this Pandora's box. Let's get that. I guess you can make your way this over here. Yeah, that's fine. Excellent. 3 more Gorgons. So it is a question of when am I going to pull the trigger against Pactal. Obviously I'll save first. But you know, when is the question, right? We'll do this sorceress fight first. Okay, Damocon, going to collect the serpent flies. Excellent. And of course we'll definitely be, like, fully upgrading and fully taking everything that we're actually using. Like, there's scores of units just here, there, and everywhere. So, that's definitely happening. Alright, so let's visit the Fountain of Youth. Thank you. Let's actually swap to the right boots. Thank you. Oh, next turn you can get things done. Alright. Open up the Keymaster's tent, please. The border guard. I believe you have to go up to go down. Otherwise, it's just good to have that sorted. So where was the that Chartreuse 2 AC portal? It was here, right? Yeah. I guess we're heading back to Norrell after all. Alright, back to Norrell. We don't quite have the movement speed, but we can have movement speed, and now we have a fancy hat. Let us get around a bit more easily. So what's going to happen soon is we'll be basically swapping roles of having Winona be sort of the logistics woman and Henrietta, being the heroine of Might and Magic, of course. Of course. You might as well garrison yourself. Get garrisoned. There is one potential concern and/or opportunity I have noticed, and that is the genie over here sitting behind this quest gate, which is probably timed, and with a large number of genies and storm elementals. Now, our hero's power is getting to the point where that may not be so bad anymore, but it's still something to be concerned about. Now, this is a fight where we can't resurrect anything anyway, so let's just go for it. We should be okay with our speed, though. There's no benefit to pursuing and engaging them, so no. We'll take the spell power, though. So let's town portal to Deadwood first, thank you. Drop off the dragon. Then we'll town portal to Silt. We'll pick up the 16 serpent flies. And then we'll town portal to Drakenmoor. And we'll get these upgraded. Recruit more troops. Excellent, and that's your mana done anyway, so you're camping there for that turn. We've got the right hat on? We do. Let's make sure we get the right boots on for this sort of traversal. Look at that, we have movement. We can even pick up the Pandora's box. I'm pretty sure I want to do this, but I'm going to check. Survey says +2 attack and defense. Oh, sorry, no, +2 defense, +2 spell power. I'll take it. So, what else? It really is just marshalling troops now. Alright, Winona. Could have exchanged your footwear, but I didn't. That's the skill we bring to the game. So I'm like, do I leave the Grenadiers behind in order to bring Acids? Probably, right? We can bum around on a Wyvern for now, I guess. But we'll leave our units here in Drakenmoor, and that'll be our point of return. So let's go to... Go to Mudshire. We'll grab these basilisks. Excellent. Then we'll town portal to... Is there anything here to collect? Oh, there's those Stormbirds. Those are definitely worth collecting. So we'll go to Marshwall. Excellent. Actually, I can keep those on because I'm just riding on Wyverns anyway. But yeah, we'll grab those Stormbirds. Henrietta is in the sea and doesn't have navigation, so again, it's a good excuse for us to swap roles, because Winona's going to be far better at recruiting random Stormbirds from in the sea. Can I at least make landfall? I can. There's those pirates too, which are also a tempting proposition. Well, it's enough movement to make one more town portal, which will be to Deadwood. We definitely want the dragons. We'll take the gorgons as well. And this turn, that's all we can do. I could drop these Stormbirds off. Excellent. Let's enter. Okay. And turn. Again, that's a bit pointless while I'm using purely these sorts of units, but hey. It's a nice chunk of Stormbird. So we want to hop to Norrell, I guess, and then get in the boat. That seems reasonable. So let's have you go to... Drakenmore. Dump the Gorgons off for now. We'll need somewhere to put all these units once we're finished, but it's okay for the time being. Anything else for Henrietta to do in the meantime? Underground leads us there, but we could water walk it. Water walk seems fine to me. Over there, please. Thank you. Alright, Winona. As we said before, it's time to town portal to Norrell. And hop in the boat. Alright. Stormbird season. We want them all. So that's a good course. You may begin your voyage. As for you, Henrietta, have you considered wearing boots that don't slow you down? Excellent. The accidental disabling of tactics, done that before. It's month of the Ant. All dwellings have increased population. Excellent. Grab the Stormbirds. I never grabbed that particular nest, but we should be fine. Can I actually traverse out of there? Hope I can. Yes, I can. Good. But very soon it'll be time to attack Pactal. We better be ready. It may well be the case that, like, I just need to marshal another few hundred troops of each type just to make sure that this is actually doable, but, you know, we'll see. Things are certainly in motion. We'll take all your serpent flies. Then we'll town portal to Silt. We'll grab another 16 Serpent Flies. And town portal to Drakenmoor. So we can drop them off. Excellent. Another 88 Stormbirds. We're getting a nice boost of the Stormbirds. Next we should drop off to Backwater. Grab these 60 Stormbirds and these extra 57 Lizard Warriors and Dragonflies. Let's make sure we grab these ones as well. Excellent. Then we'll town portal over to Hermit Cove. Not Hermit Cove. I'm just going to check. There's nothing here in terms of, yeah, there's no dwellings here. So let's go to Port Evandor. Another 32 Acids here. Upgrade these to Acids as well. What about Norral? Yeah, not so much in the way of dwellings here. Do you have Counter-Strike already researched? You do. Excellent. You don't have Slayer yet. It's a big loss. I know. Alright, War Machines will be in your future. I've been a little bit slack with the Basilisk and Gorgon production. Let's make it happen, shall we? Thank you. Have you grabbed this Star Axis yet? No. Let's do that now then. Off to Mosswood for you. The Glyphs of Fear. Better build those. So, Wynona's job continues. She's going to go to Drakenmoor and drop off these reinforcements, I think. Or can she? Is there a Basilisk dwelling here? No. She's going to first have to talk to Gorgon Man, I guess. Or just hold off for a turn. It's always valid. There are many things that we need her to do after all. Well, that's for now. We'll drop off what we do have. Have we picked the guys up from Silt? We have. Over to Drakenmoor, please. Thank you. It's a nice boost to some of these stacks, isn't it? We've got no more Quaddles coming, though. That's as good as it's going to get. So, obviously handing things over like the Sword of Judgment's going to make Henrietta that much stronger as well. Let's go to Mosten. Take your Basilisks. And then we're back to Drakenmoor, having used our points a bit more efficiently. Excellent. And we'll might as well sit in Marshwall. No, Marshank. I bet. There we can be sitting comfortably waiting for the Gorgons to be delivered. Excellent. Cuthbert can go back to his place. And Damacon delivering more troops. More spell power for Henrietta. Like what I say. We just need to get her to grab some army and then she can go for Pactal pretty much. And, correction, we need her to get spell points. That's the thing that she needs to do. So let's make that happen. We'll teleport to a place that makes sense for that. It really is Marshank. Let's teleport to Marshank then. It's useful because we'll use this moment to make sure the artifacts are properly exchanged. So I'm going to make sure everything that's good and proper and solid is on our good dear friend Henrietta here. Excellent. That's certainly better. Got some Royal Nyx armor for you there. I'm not sure if we'll need the Pendant of Negativity. We'll certainly bring the Crown of the Five Seas for when we're getting ready to do that particular move. And of course we've got the Sword of Judgment. Henrietta's stats are looking pretty solid now. I think we're pretty much just about ready to take him on. There's not much else that we require. Take those. And you will be able to go up to the surface and start rummaging around for war machines, specifically. Over to Port Evandor, please. Excellent. We even have the movement to teleport up to Drakenmoor, where you shall remain until we teleport over to you. But I think it's about time to call an episode. The troops are getting assembled. We're pretty much ready to unleash our attack against Pactal up here, sitting in these lucid pools. Thank you for watching. We'll come back next time, more Heroes of Might and Magic 3.